everybody. Welcome once again, International Championship Wrestling. I'm Bob Dow, and back with us after a few weeks hiatus.
The BBB.
The Boston Bad Boy, Tony Rumble, makes his appearance. And what'd you do, bring your entire wardrobe with you, Mr. Rumble? You staying for a while?
Now, let's get to the news. This is a big week, baby. What happened last week? You got my money?
Obviously, he's talking about The Undertakers. Last week, of course, you saw how they defeated the dynamic duo and became the ICW Tag Team Champions of the world.
For a second time, let me add.
And this week, we'll take a look at the highlights of that match from a week ago. We'll also take a look at some of the highlights of how, well, the Undertakers against Steamboat and Angel kind of give you a little chronology of how the Undertakers got.
So you're saying we're going to see a little semifinals and...
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, you really built this up, huh, Dad? You really are. Great.
I'm really excited about
the Undertakers are on TV, the happier I am.
Yeah, I'm really excited about seeing him again, too. Sheik Abdul also makes an appearance this week here on International Championship Wrestling.
Someone better follow that camel around with a little shovel or something. I'm sick of that.
We'll also show you some of the matches that Mr. Rumble and I had a chance to broadcast just a few weeks ago down in one of my favorite parts of the world, down in Mexico, as a matter of fact.
You know, let's get one thing straight. All those people have been requesting it from all over the world. Well, you had the Mexicans, you had the Japanese, you had the Saudi Arabian, you got the Russians. Hey, I don't mind all them other places, but Mexico, I'm getting sick and tired of going down there.
I think the feeling is mutual. The Southern Jet makes an appearance here today on ICW, and a special guest analyst for that match, Mr. Tony Atlas, the ICW Heavyweight Champion.
He'll give you some 411, Daddy.
I'm sure he will. All that and more this hour here on International Championship Wrestling. Don't you go away. Got an exciting hour for you. Right now, let's go down Mexico way. Take a look at one of those matches we talked to you about when El Magnifico and Rocky Mendoza will square off in the squared circle.
Oh, El Magnificent.
Here we go, Mr. Rumble. El Magnifico against Rocky Mendoza.
Well, who are you going to like, Sal?
Well, I kind of like El Magnifico. I mean, I kind of like that silver
man. Why do we have to come back here? Because all these nitwits kept liking it.
Not only they like it, I think it's a super wrestling. I mean, look at the big crowd here in Mexico, and obviously the wrestling talent, well, it's something you can only dream about being that good.
Yeah, right.
El Magnifico, you see in the hood, gets the roll from Rocky Mendoza. Big crowd here, and of course the Spanish crowd and south of the border, as you well know from watching the ICW the last few weeks and the last few months, very popular north of the border as well. Well, don't forget that. How do you know that?
These guys in America.
You work for the Immigration Service? How do you know that?
Yeah, I do, okay? I should work at green cards.
Yeah, you should, all right. El Magnifico.
We wouldn't have these people stealing jobs, that's for sure.
Hip toss down, Mendoza down, kicks the knee.
Ooh, that was a pretty vicious move by Mendoza. I kind of like that.
It can be pretty vicious. You put a foot across the knee like that, tear a few ligaments without a doubt.
He reminds me of that other Mexican wrestler, Ari Romero, we saw a few weeks back. I like that style, Dal. Look at this move.
They are non-stop action. They don't spend a lot of time talking or walking around the ring. They get into it, and they go very strong for the amount of time it takes.
Well, they're not that intelligent. You know, you can't expect them to have, like mind games with people. They're not intelligent.
Now, how could you possibly come to that surmise?
Dal, have you ever been to Mexico?
Yes, I have.
All right. Have you ever ate down there?
Yes, I have.
Well, right there. There's no brain food in Mexico, so these people are brain dead.
Oh, I see. Cancun, you don't believe, is a beautiful one of the top resort areas?
There's more Americans there than Mexicans. I'm talking about regular Mexicans.
Oh, I see. Okay. Mendoza right now.
On a love boat when you were down there? Where were you in Mexico? I want to know that.
I was in Cancun. Beautiful.
It's like an American resort down there. It just happens to be in Mexico.
Well, just
have you ever been to Tijuana?
No.
On a Tuesday?
No.
Well,
I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have.
That's right. I've been to Tijuana on a Tuesday.
Parts of Tijuana that even the Mexican people don't know about. I'm sure you've been to.
That's right. Well, like I said, Dal, I like, don't like make like I hate all Mexicans. I just hate most of the goofy Mexicans. Well, there's a lot of bad boys in Mexico, just like Puerto Rico. Yeah, everyone says, oh, you hate all the Puerto Ricans. I like Puerto Ricans, as long as they're bad. I do not like good Puerto Ricans. Let's get that straight.
Well, from some of the correspondence I get from some of our Mexican viewers and some of our Puerto Rican viewers, one thing is pretty solid, Mr. Rumble. None of them
they can't write. They can't speak. They can't even write.
None of them like you. There's not even a question. I don't think.
Answer me a question, Dal. When they write to you, right, is it in broken letters, too?
Similar to what you write.
I print.
Yes, I know that.
I print. I don't try to be fancy. I print. I make it legible. Let's not talk about my intelligence, Dow. I went to the University of Massachusetts.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Seems there's no record of that, though, anywhere.
I broke every record there was.
Every rule, perhaps.
No record. I was in the radio office, and I took all the records off the shelf and broke them.
Oh, hilarious. Takes him a lot of time to write that. El Magnifico right now, it's a problem.
He's in a lot of trouble.
Mendoza's got him weary, as you can see. Slams him down into the canvas. And it looks like
Those look like he might be part Indian or something. Look at them little boots he's got. Those little.
How can you tell that without seeing his face?
Well, that's again.
Look at
I
this.
said Mendoza.
Look at this cover. 1, 2, 3. I think he's got the cover.
El
Magnifico comes away victorious here. Pins the win, and the El Magnifico, a winner here on International Championship Wrestling. Back in a minute.
Application and free booklet. Call now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You just saw some great talent south of the border down in Mexico, but not only is International Championship Wrestling going south, obviously, as the name implies, international, we go all over the world, and one of those places is a man that's been in the ICW now for the last couple months, making big waves. His name is Sheik Abdul, and
Sheik Abdul El Saidi.
El Saidi
with an S down, with an S. A-L-S-I-D. Not that I like the guy, but I am a journalistic genius, and I know what is going on.
The Sheik here, of course, he has on his mind perhaps a title shot against heavyweight champion Tony Atlas.
Obviously, you don't have much of a mind.
We'll see. Sheik Abdul Jabbar, El Saidi. Okay, the Sheik.
I got to tell you everything. Not only do I got to tell you about the Mexicans, I got to tell you about the Arabs now. What's next? This big Italian that's supposed to be coming into this country?
Yes. Looking forward to meeting him. But first, the Sheik is up. Let's hear about the Sheik as he gets ready to take on the Mad Russian.
You going to hear him talk, too?
If I'm going to win today, I'm going to prove to the American people, and I want to face Atlas. Thank you very much.
In the ring, ladies and gentlemen, right now you see with the Russian flag, the Russian #1. Under the mask, looks like a hockey mask from here. And of course, Russia
played hockey for Russia.
Russia very big in hockey, no doubt about that. He's carrying the Russian flag, and his opponent getting ready to make his way down the aisle. Right now you see he's the one, the only.
The Doom himself.
They call him the Sheik. He's undefeated here on International Championship Wrestling. And what a man he is. He is a solid player in International Championship Wrestling for the fact that he's just never been beaten. So when you talk International Championship Wrestling, I guess you're talking truly International Championship Wrestling in this one. The Sheik from Saudi Arabia, Russian #1 from Moscow over the Chernobyl area. So you certainly are not looking at any just match here. This is International Championship Wrestling.
Right, that's the name of our league, Barstow.
And you have got it in the truest sense of the word right here. The Russians against the Sheik. Ready to square off in the squared circle. Looking forward to this one. The Sheik again undefeated so far in his appearances on it. Look out there. Oh, he missed him.
Oh, he caught
and the Sheik turned around and smashes him in the face, throws the flag out into the audience. And the Russian flag.
They throw the flag at the fans, and they still cheer him.
Well, he got rid of it quick time, I'll tell you that. The Russian flag thrown out into the audience. And in the meantime, the Sheik squares off against Russian #1. Arm tosses down to the Russian with a hockey mask on. Again, I have never seen that look
He has permission from the commission, Dow. Don't worry about it.
It looks like some of the stuff that you saw in the Mexican matches a few weeks ago with the mask that they wore, but this is most unique. But again, it doesn't seem to bother the Sheik, mask or no mask. And the Russian outside on the other side of the crowd right now, and he is really extremely upset with a big chant going on, USA. And you can hear this capacity crowd chanting it, and it is tremendously affecting the Russian. In the meantime, the Sheik just kind of...
Why are they booing the Russian? We're friends with the Russians. We're not friends with those Arabs.
Doesn't sound like a boo to me. It sounds like a chant of USA.
Why are they yelling USA? This guy's from Arabia.
Well, they're
What are you, stupid?
running it more against a Russian is what they're doing. They obviously don't like you. That's their choice, and they don't. The Sheik now throws off the headlock and look at the hammer up underneath the throat. And the Russian down on his back again. Here comes the Sheik again. Russian
She's had a little more harder time as the weeks go on. You notice that, don't you?
moving up in caliber of opponents. There's no question about that. You don't climb the ladder easily in the ICW. Each and every week he faces a tougher opponent, and this crowd is deafening. A deafening chant.
Oh, look at that move.
Whoa. I don't even know what that one's called, but it got...
Crossed by the leg.
Well, I'll tell you, it was amazing to watch. This Sheik has got
He's got amateur-style background. Big time, Bartel. Big time.
Well,
Sheikh Abdul Al Said, one of the greatest wrestlers of Saudi Arabia. But that don't mean nothing to me, because I'm a you, boss.
Well, I'll tell you, his amateur moves that he's taken into the professional ranks have become very successful for him here in the ICW. Again, undefeated, now in the headlock of the Russian number one. Trying to get his way out of it.
He's fighting.
He's fighting. He just pulled his arm off. Now he builds it underneath in the chicken wing. No fighting going on there. Throws him against the ropes. Another hammer. Oh, up underneath the throat. And the hockey mask not helping Russian number one right now.
Used to do that was a Polish hammer. That must be a Saudi hammer.
Good. What he calls that. It certainly is effective. None to say. Here it comes again. No, this time he picks him up. Slams it down here with the cover. 1, 2, 3. It's all over.
Look at that hook. He wins again. I can't believe this guy wins again.
Undefeated on International Championship Wrestling.
Look at sick of this.
And moving up the ranks so ever quickly, the Sheik victorious.
The Sheik victorious again here on the ICW. You know, Mr. Rumble, you keep talking about it may be in your mind a joke for the Sheik to think about Tony Atlas, but each and every week that we see the Sheik in competition, he's coming out with his arm raised. So maybe it's not as big a joke as you think.
He should shave a little of them armpits down. You see, I think he grazed those armpits.
The Sheik.
Did you like that mask the Russian has?
Yeah,
that could be Tretiak, you know. Remember the goalie from the Olympics?
Yeah.
I heard he was interested in wrestling. He used to always like wrestling, from what I understand.
Well, I don't know, but
that could be him.
A little different. I would go along with that way.
Huh?
But the Sheik, again, you keep wanting...
Oh, I don't want to talk about that Dune Coon. I want to talk about someone I like.
Well, I'll tell you what, coming up next segment, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to stay right here because as you've been watching for the last few weeks here on International Championship Wrestling, of course, that's the tag team tournament, which ended last week with the Undertakers victorious. But coming up in the next segment, we're going to take a look back and give you a little synopsis of what happened and bring you up to date on that tag team tournament. Brian Bristol will be in with the ICW.
See, I thought he gets deported. Why is he back? What, did he get his visa? What's this? I mean, now we got someone from England again? What? I mean, this is getting out of hand. I can handle when there's a few different countries. Jeez, dog. Now you get that nitwit Bristol back here.
Well, we just need a few announcers around here that people can understand.
Oh, yeah, a lot of nitwit. He got a more annoying voice than Lord Alfred Hayes.
Like your hats. You have as many hats as Marcos has shoes, it looks like.
God, you should try wearing these. We can't find that powder girl.
We'll be back with more, ladies and gentlemen, here on International Championship Wrestling. Don't you go away.
See, Dal? Told you what it's like living in the city of champions. Look at Bruins one night against the Canadians, Clemens against the Athletics, Bird and the Knicks. This is what the city of Boston's like,
There's no question. I mean, when you see Bork and you see Clemens and you see Bird, but... yeah,
I've been on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Oh, we're on.
You have been on the cover.
Shut up, Dal. Talk about the wrestling.
Brian Bristol is up next. Brian will take a look back at the ICW Tag Team Tournament, kind of set up how both the Dynamic Duo and the Undertakers got involved in the...
He's had a little too much tea, if you ask me.
The only thing that I have against Brian Bristol, you know what it is?
Trumpets, tea.
It just doesn't seem
Did he play
fair.
cricket, too? I mean, I'm sick of that nitwit. I can handle you. I can't handle that.
The only thing against Brian is, as I said, it's a shame that someone with so much hair can't share it. That's the only thing that's unfair. But
like Cy Sperling, you're out of here.
Let's go to Brian Bristol right now in the ICW News.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the ICW News. I'm Brian Bristol, and I'd like to thank you, Bob Dow, and you, Mr. Rovo. Nice thing for you to say about me. This week, we are going to take a look back at the ICW semifinals in the Long Tag Team Tournament. Right now, we're going to take a look at that match between the Undertakers, the Henchmen, and the Punisher as they took on the team of Heavenly Frankie Angel and Vic Steamboat. So right now, let's take you to some highlights of this exciting match.
To the win, dude.
Frank Angel half out on his feet, tossed over to the turnbuckles, the tag by the Undertakers, and Angel is in serious shape right now. The big crowd in the background starting to chant Steamboat.
Double suplex. Double belly to back suplex. Oh.
And that'll take the wind out of Frank Angel very quickly. As, again, here comes the Undertaker, the big leg drop. Got the elbow down over the windpipe, but Frank Angel...
We're not far from the old finish hit, but these guys have rode their last wave. And Steamboat's going to be retiring after this match. This Angel's going to be flying back to wherever he came from.
The Undertaker's in command. There is little doubt about that right now. It'll take a miracle for Victor Steamboat and for Frank Angel to come out of this one, especially now as you see with Angel in the wrong corner. The Duke distracting the referee. Angel tossed across the middle. There's a double clothesline, and Angel may be out right now on his back. Victor Steamboat trying to get over to help him, but he's so... tag.
Look at him. Instead of coming in and helping him, he's over there just stomping his feet crying.
No way he can get near the tag. Here's that back double. Again, rolls him over.
Double slam. That's a double body slam, Bartel.
Angel down in the middle of the ring. And again, trying to fight his way back so he could get over close to Steamboat, but the Undertaker's having no part of it. Steamboat gets into the ring anyway. He's coming over. No, he's seen enough of the double team, and he doesn't want any more part of it. And he is starting to pound away at one of the Undertakers. Angel trying to fight back on the other side, but Steamboat going to take them both on himself if he has to. Angel, his partner, pretty much out on his feet. Steamboat knocks one Undertaker out. Now goes outside the ring, and in the middle of the ring, we're going to get a cover. 1, 2, 3, and all over. The Undertakers have beaten one on the outside of the ring. Steamboat and one of the Undertakers still going at it. Steamboat, he may have lost the match. I don't think he's aware of it yet. Now the Duke throws Angel out of the ring. Steamboat comes in. He punches Duke. And Steamboat, I don't even know if he knows he's been counted out yet. But he
Once again, as you see, victorious, the Undertakers. The Duke has once again connived himself into a final position here in the tag team tournament. Up next, we're going to take you to some highlights from the other semifinal match as the very confident Caribbean Cyclone and Hawaiian Hurricane meet three-time champion, or going for their third-time championship, the dynamic duo in Irresistible Eric Spracher and Fabulous Phil Apollo. Let's go to the highlights.
Obviously, you don't know what that feels like.
don't want to either.
You ain't kidding. That's a painful.
Fabulous Phil Apollo. He breaks over with a big elbow smash to the midsection. Another elbow smash. Another elbow smash. Michael lets go, but then he smashes Apollo. Can he get to the tag? That's what we need.
Hey, this is a game of inches, Bob Cal.
It looks to be. Yes, he made the tag. He made the tag. The tag was made. The tag was made. And Apollo thrown across the ring. Now he takes the double elbow, and the tag was made. Here comes the cover. 1, 2, and the kick out by Apollo. And Apollo in serious trouble right now. And again, the tag was made. And the referee, distracted by the Cyclone, did not see the tag. What are we going to get? A pile driver? The Hurricane picks him up. Looks like he's going after the pile driver. Apollo tries to fight his way out of it. He does. Flips it up and over. Nice move by Apollo. He took what was going to be a pile driver. Turned him over. And now let's see if Fabulous Phil can get to the corner to make the tag.
Game of inches. Come on.
And he does. He makes the tag. And here comes Spracher to the ring. He's fresh and he's bloody and he's angry. Spracher nails the Cyclone, throws him into the ropes, comes back, picks him up, flops him over, and Cyclone.
Back drop down. Let's get it right. Drop kick. Whoa, the Hurricane just gets back on the apron. The Cyclone don't know where he is. Look at Spracher whipping him in. Big elbow.
Eric Spracher coming in quickly. Here
Come on,
comes
Hurricane. There you go.
Hurricane comes over.
Cut it right off.
Now Apollo comes over to try to help a little bit as we've got all four of them in the ring at one time. Apollo being smashed by Cyclone. In the corner, Spracher and the Hurricane going at it. Action from all four sides. I don't know what the referee is doing. We've got Apollo leapfrogging up over, comes back with one, cover 1, 2, 3, it'll be the dynamic duo against the Undertakers. It'll be the dynamic duo against the Undertakers next week for the ICW.
Victorious once again, and later on in today's program, you will see a recap of that very important championship match as former members of the Dukes family, the dynamic duo, take on the Dukes' own men now, as we see the dynamic duo as they take on the Undertakers. For the RCW News Deck, this is Brian Bristol saying Happy Mother's Day. Come on!
Today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and I've got to steal something over here a little bit later. I don't know if you can see this real good on camera, but yeah, it's a doll. It's a little
BBB doll. You can buy them in any local little stores.
You must have tons of these.
Come on, Don, let's get busy here. Come on, we got things to talk about.
You like one of these? All you have to do is write Mr. Rumble, and he'll send you one of these, plus 35 cents, and that'll get you a cup of coffee probably somewhere. The BBB
Where, in
doll.
Columbia? My neighborhood coffee's about $1.
Speaking of neighborhoods, we're going to go back down to Mexico, where Mr. Rumble and I spent a few days just a couple of weeks ago, and see one of the most exciting tag team combinations in the entire world, a group that I think very shortly...
They're in Mexico?
No, I'm talking about Mondo and Eddie, the Guerrero Brothers, a group that you'll see a lot here on the ICW.
Them two wetbacks. Gee, can't we come up with someone better than that from
I don't know how many more there are better than these guys. Let's go down to Mexico right now.
Anyway.
Let's pick up the Guerrero Brothers in action.
You pick them up. I'll watch.
One of the most popular tag team combinations anywhere in the world, Mr. Rumble. I'm
Not in
talking
my neighborhood.
the Guerrero brothers, Mondo and Eddie Guerrero. They'll lock up against the Conquistador and maybe a friend of yours, Crazy Joe.
Crazy Joe. Why would he be a friend of mine? Because his name's Joe?
No, because he's
Well,
crazy
first of all,
like
Dal,
you.
if he's in Mexico, right? Wouldn't his name be El Loco Jose?
That's possible.
I've been picking up. I got
Oh,
one
I
of them little
see. Got it all
dictionaries.
done. Mondo Guerrero right now facing off against Conquistador. And again, this tag team combination, Mr. Rumble, as we've seen them before here in the ICW, and a lot of hopes that they're going to start being in some of our American tours.
Yeah, I heard they're coming here, Dow, and I heard they got a mission, and I heard they're after the Wild Bunch, because if you remember, which you probably don't, because you get the memory bank of a fraud, but the deal is this. They lost to the Wild Bunch, if you remember, in our Southwest
Yes, I
part of
do.
the tournament. Or
I also-
South America, or whatever they want.
I also know that if you talk to the Guerrero brothers enough, you're right, they are after the Wild Bunch. They'd like to take advantage of their loss and recuperate from that. But it also seems to me they have their minds a little bit on the tag team belts held by the two fat shows called the Undertakers.
Let's not get negative, Dow.
Negative, I'm just telling the facts like it is.
Well, didn't I say that they were going to be the tag team champs? Now, am I right or right, Dow? What? Tell me if I'm wrong.
You may be right, but...
Did I pick the Undertakers as the new champions?
Oh, you
Look at
picked
this move.
everybody
Like
as
I
the new
said
champion.
weeks ago, this Mondo Guerrero, pound for pound, inch for inch, the baddest wrestler in the world.
No question about it. Mondo and Eddie Guerrero, not only are they
Eddie's
great...
not bad, but Mondo is Mondo. Mondo is a step
See,
above.
watch Eddie as he enters the ring right now. He's not too bad. He goes
Here comes
against
El Loco Jose.
your cousin, Crazy Joe.
Not my cousin. I don't have any Mexicans in my family.
How do you know
what
that?
makes you think that this guy's related to me, Dow?
Because he's crazy.
Yeah, what the... I mean, I'm crazy?
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Crazy Joe right now kind of looking at Eddie Guerrero a little bit, trying to figure out exactly what's going on. Right now, he's taking a beating is what's
Probably
happening.
trying
Not
to
Crazy
find
Joe.
out when the next bus is leaving Mexico for L.A.
Crazy Joe with his, looks like army fatigues of some sort.
Those are Paisley. You should remember them, Dow. You were in those days. Remember back in the 60s, the
Oh,
Paisley
really?
ties?
You're right. The short, the white socks. Oh, yeah.
Sure, those were your days.
Penny
Dow.
loafers. I just never had enough pennies to put in the loafers.
Sure.
That's all.
You're just too cheap.
You ought to know about the word loafer. Anyway, that
Right,
kind of fits
that's
you
right.
too. Crazy loafer. Tony Rumble. Right
I
now,
wonder what I'd be called in Mexico. What would they be calling me?
things they call you in America, except we can't repeat them on
Like I
television.
said, I keep hearing that El Stupido.
Yeah.
I know they ain't talking to me.
No, of course not.
I looked that up, you know. I know what that
I know.
means now.
Here in the background, of course, our Spanish broadcasters, as they sat just beside us here at ringside,
Well, let's
broadcasting
make
to all of our...
fact of this, Dow. I mean, already in today's program, all these nitwits, I mean, they've seen a Saudi Arabian, they've seen a
Chica
Mexican, they've seen a Russian. I mean, this is international championship wrestling, and we ain't just saying it, Jay.
No question, there is talent coming in from
Oh,
all
big
over the
monkey-
world.
Big Mexican flip, huh? You can't call that a monkey flip when it's a Mexican.
Eddie
Look at this.
Guerrero,
Whoa,
up in the
whoa.
top.
Crucifix into an arm drag? Dow, this kid, well, maybe he's
talent.
as good as his brothers. Look at that move.
Maybe he's as good.
Whoa.
Whoa, that's called taking the feet out from underneath you
Really?
just a little bit. Crazy Joe.
I wonder if that's how he got his name. Crazy, keep banging his head on them cement floors.
That'll do it. Now here comes Mondo up and over the top rope. Little
Now, where was
forward
the
roll.
tag?
What do you mean? It was
They
quite obvious.
attacked. See, he just attacked. He ran across the ring and attacked the Conquistador. The Conquistador is not a legal man in the ring here, Dow.
Well, he's the
Crazy
only...
Joe went flying out in the concrete. I didn't see him make a tag.
Well, that's because Crazy Joe could make one. I agree.
Right, so what, automatically comes in the ring?
Well, I'm not refereeing this match. Talk to the referee. Don't
Why,
talk
I
to
don't
me.
speak Spanish. Look at that referee, will ya? Looks like Tony Orlando or something.
Reversal, Mondo Guerrero. Look at this nice move. Up, over, comes down like a
He
semi-scissors.
missed that a little bit. He still got it.
So
Look
he
at
gets
that.
the cover. 1, 2, and the kick out by
Hey, a foot to the
Conquistador.
face in Mexico, in Arabia, in Japan. I don't care where it is. Pakistan, Italy. We even get some Italian champion wanting to come into the ICW now.
Universal language called peen, and no question, it works no matter what country you're in. And when you get in that squared circle, it doesn't matter if you speak the language. You just better be able to handle the moves.
Listen to that Mexican in the background. Tell him to lower his monitor. The people can't hear me.
Conquistador right now and Crazy Joe both
Illegal.
outside the
Illegal.
ring. Well, they got to get some talent back in the ring, and Conquistador again
Well,
on
throw
his
that
back.
cameraman in the ring. He ain't doing nothing.
Let's see if Mondo picks him up. Does.
Well,
There's into the turnbuckles.
Mexican
Mondo
whip.
comes back, and there's the clothesline, and Mondo Guerrero now on his back. Conquistador making a
I like
little
to see
bit
the
of a...
Conquistador and Crazy Joe win this match. Say the truth. Knock these Mexicans down to where they belong.
I'll tell you, it's not
Bottom of
easy
the
to beat
pile.
the Guerrero brothers anywhere. That's why the Wild Bunch deserves so much credit in the ICW Tag Team Tournament that just passed. for them to beat the
I
Guerrero
just want to go
brothers.
home, Dal. When can we leave Mexico? I'm sick and tired. Just because all these nitwits keep requesting these matches, I got to come to Mexico.
Yeah, I think this is a beautiful country. Enjoyed some of the
Of course you
time that we've had down
Everything
here.
in the water.
Met a lot of nice
That's it,
people.
Dal. Good.
All
Now,
over.
we go home.
Mondo Guerrero, victorious here along with his brother Eddie. The Guerrero brothers, you'll see a lot more of them here on the ice.
Mondo and Eddie Guerrero, victorious here on International Championship Wrestling. A big weekend, Mr. Rumble. As a matter of fact, shortly after this show's taping, we're going to be headed for Dover, New Hampshire, up in the Granite State. Big show tonight at the Dover Ice Rink.
I'm all over the country. I'm like Coca-Cola. I'm all over. I was in Bridgeport, Connecticut last night. I'm going to be in Dover, New Hampshire tonight. Presque Isle, Maine. You talk about the armpit of society.
Oh, come on. Presque Isle, Maine, of course, ladies and gentlemen, way up
What,
in the
is
northern
it?
part of the state. It's
All
a
the
beautiful,
Indians that live up there and everything?
oh, beautiful country up there, as is Dover, New Hampshire, as we make our way up into New England with the ICW. Wild Bunch, as a matter of fact, will be making their debut in
Oh,
front of
them
the Presque
Indians
Isle
up in
fans.
Presque Isle are going to love the Indian anyway.
Wild Bunch up there tonight, or tomorrow night, actually. And, of course, tomorrow is Mother's Day. I want to say this chance to
let's
say
save that for
Happy
later.
Mother's Day to all the mothers that are out there. Can you imagine the day that he was born and his mother looked down and just said, no, you got to be in the wrong doctor or the wrong hospital. I'm not sure which. But anyway, speaking of the Wild Bunch, we'll be in Presque Isle tomorrow night making the debut. Let's go hear from Chief Thunder Mountain right now.
I'm not come out here and raise my voice. But they told me when I came to the ICW, they said, Chief, big time wrestling. You want big time wrestling? You got it. If it's singles or it's with a tag, you got it. Face it, the superstars of the ICW on the highway of life. Your Volkswagens and I'm a Mack truck with a full load headed for you, ICW.
Whoa, Mr. Rumble, that's one man that I wouldn't want to get in front of. Chief Thunder Mountain fired up. Singles,
back of him either.
singles, tags. He doesn't seem to care or mind who he's going to wrestle or how he's going to do it, but I'll tell you, he is one fired up individual.
He's an idiot. You know, they should take him and stick him in front of some cigar store somewhere. I got the perfect place in my neighborhood. He looks good. All you got to do is a little shellac on his nose or something.
Why don't you tell him that? Chief Thunder Mountain.
I don't. What am I going to say? Cowabunga to him or something? What, I look like I speak Indian?
Southern Jet and Gary Fitzpatrick are up
And
next year.
tell them about the little perk they're going to get.
Well, I don't know if it's a perk or not,
They're going to
but
get the 411
joining us
from the
at
man.
ringside for the Southern Jet
Joining
and
you
Gary
from ringside.
Fitzpatrick interview will be the ICW Heavyweight Champion of the world, Tony Atlas.
The man that
Interesting.
collects belts.
We'll see what
Let's
Mr.
just leave
Atlas
it at
has to say. We'll be back with that match and with the ICW Heavyweight Champion, Tony Atlas, right after these messages. Don't you go away.
Hurry up, though. Hurry up.
Oh, a moment I've been waiting for a long time. Mr. Tony Atlas is going to join us at ringside for this next match, as we'll see the Southern Jet in action against Gary Fitzpatrick and find out what
That'll be an afterthought if you got the champ talking.
find out what Mr. Atlas has on his mind, which usually he's not too shy about telling
That's right. Well,
anybody.
why should he be? He's the man. He's the one with the gold, Dal. Of all world champions anywhere in this world, and I'm talking about this world, Earth. And we had Earth Day a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, I
Of
remember.
Earth. He has held his world title longer than anybody walking today.
Well, just remember, Mr. Rumble, with all the other belts that have passed on, Mr. Atlas has held on to his belt, as Mr. Rumble so aptly states, for a
Right,
long,
aptly,
long
yeah.
time. But there are a lot of competitors in the ICW right now, in and coming in, that want a shot at that gold. Now, we'll
A
find
lot
out.
of imposters.
Maybe we can make a little wager, Mr. Rumble. We'll find out if New
You still
Year's...
owe me $20 from last week with the Undertaker.
Well, let's find out if in New Year's Eve in 1991, if Mr. Atlas is still the ICW Heavyweight Champion
Yeah.
of the world.
What
I'm
does that
saying he
mean?
won't be.
Oh, God,
I'm
you
saying
really
there's
made a
enough
prediction. What are you,
competition.
Gene Dixon? Let's just roll the tape. I want to listen to what the Atlas got to say.
Let's go to
We've already heard
ringside right now.
More action, ladies and gentlemen, as you see making his way to ringside, the Southern Jet, as he'll take on Mr. Gary Fitzpatrick. And proud to join us now here at ringside, the ICW Heavyweight Champion of the World, Mr. Tony Atlas, sits in with us on this match. And welcome to ringside, Mr. Atlas.
Well, you know, I don't need no welcome from you or any other them pencil neck geeks out there.
Just
I
trying
see
to
you
be
sitting
nice.
here watching a couple more chumps Done came to the ICW, a couple more chumps that I got to slap around a little bit.
Just trying to be nice, Mr.
I don't
Atlas.
need you to be nice to me. I don't need nobody to be nice to me.
Well, there's a few people
Don't
that don't
put no
want to
money
be
in my
nice
pocket
to you.
for you to be
Let's
nice.
talk about some of the people we've seen this hour. How about Sheik Abdul? He doesn't seem to...
Well, you know, this Sheik Abdul, he should just go on right on back over there where he come from and run around out there playing with cameras and riding up and down the desert looking for some water or something to drink instead of coming over here trying to enjoy the fruit of our land. He ain't gonna never, ever, never wear that ICW
How come it appears
championship
there's
belt.
so many people? I mean, we've got the Sheik coming in. I hear of the new Italian
Yeah,
champion
you got this
coming
big
in.
old Italian guy, 300 and maybe 400 or some pounds, 6'9" or something. You know, you get all these big guys just because they got a hormone problem and they grew a little bit bigger than what they normally should have. They decided they want to come into ICW and challenge the champion. Ridiculous.
Why do you think it's so ridiculous? I mean,
Because their chances of defeating a man of 6'3", 275 pounds, and as good looking as I am, are slim and none. They don't have the caliber to do what I do in ICW. They don't have the caliber to do what I've done all over the world. You know something, Bobby?
yes, Tony.
I have. Don't watch yourself, boy.
Yes, sir.
You just watch your step. Don't you cross this line. Don't I be pouncing on you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sirree. So we'll get back to what I was saying. And don't interrupt me no more during this interview.
You got it.
Now, I got belts. I collect belts all over the country. I collect belts the way other people collect butterflies and stamps. And before long, I'm going to start putting people's heads on the wall like trophies. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to hang up all my belts, and I might hang up my opponent on the walls like plaques and trophies in my trophy room.
Speaking of one opponent you might hang up on your wall that I know is waiting for you in the squared circle, a man by the name of Roadblock.
Roadblock. You heard that boy crazy. That Roadblock is crazy. You know what is he, 450-some pounds?
He's all of that.
Why now you think you be funny by mentioning Roadblock name? You know how that upset me. You know how that Roadblock get underneath my skin. You know how you know, Butterball. You know, Butter, to talk to me about Roadblock. I don't want to hear any more about him.
I think you're going to, Mr. Atlas. Did
I don't
you
want
see
to hear any
that?
more about Roadblock. Talk about somebody else.
Southern
Leave
Jet,
Roadblock
a winner here. Mr. Atlas, thanks for stopping by.
Don't thank me.
We'll be back with more in a minute. Don't go away.
No doubt about it, Mr. Rumble. He's one intimidating character.
Who, the Southern Jet?
No, not the Southern Jet. Tony Atlas.
Of course. What are you telling me? Something I don't know? I mean, what do you think you are? Breaking news stories? He's some individual. He's the man. He's the heavyweight champion of the world now. No matter how much you want to belittle him, he's the man.
I didn't belittle him.
You better not. Not when he's around within arm distance.
Working with Mr. Atlas, kind of like working with Mr. Rumble. You really don't need a microphone or anything.
That's right.
Between
Because
the
we
two
tell
of
it
them,
like it is.
the biggest muscles they have, well, I don't know about Atlas's case, but in yours for sure, are located right here in the jawbone. And they definitely can...
Now he's a doctor. He just went from Gene Dixon to Kildare. What is with you, Dow? You're a wrestling announcer here.
We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, take a peek at last week, the championship match between the Undertakers and the Dynamic Duo. And in case you missed
Want to
it,
bet again?
don't know where you were, but you should have been here. We'll bring you the highlights of that when we return right here on the ICW. Look at this again after watching it again last week, but I will give credit where it's due to the fact that the Undertakers now wear the belt, Mr. Rumble. But still, you have to concede the fact that if Apollo hadn't been hurt or whatever happened to Apollo, which I'm still not sure of,
Who cares?
and left
I'm still
Eric
waiting for my
Frisha
20.
in the ring by himself with the Undertakers,
Change the subject.
the Undertakers again, I don't know if it's
They're
a
the
lot.
champs for the second time.
Viciousness
Who was
is
the
what it is.
manager the first time? Again.
Yeah, it's an
He was
easy
a
name.
great individual. Though.
He's the guy that did the commercials
like
for
a-
that mouthwash.
He was like a guiding light.
The bad
almost.
breath guy that did the commercials for the mouthwash, I think it was.
he was
Tony
more
Rumble, I
subtle.
think he
No,
was.
That's me, Dow.
Yeah,
I
the
was
bad
the
breath
man.
guy, so the little
I
stuff.
was like, I could have been a manager for the second time if I didn't get suspended with you and all your cronies. You, Mario Savoldi, Red Bastine, the Japanese people, the Mexican people, saying, oh, look what you did to Ray Odyssey, you have to be suspended. I could have been the manager for the second time.
You could
But I
have.
gave it to my best friend, Duke, who now he has both champions firmly wrapped up in his stable. It's real tough being,
Probably where he keeps
humble
it,
when you're the
ladies and gentlemen, a
manager of
stable.
champions like
the
the Duke.
Undertakers, no question, they probably reside in a stable. But
What?
anyway, you heard what I said.
You know where they live. We went there.
Don't want to go again either. Let's go back, ladies and gentlemen, 1 week ago and see the finals of the ICW Tag Team Tournament. The Undertakers against the Dynamic
Let's
Duo.
bet again. Come on, you get that 20 for
Oh, the Undertakers! The Undertakers are awesome! They are the tag team champions of 10 down!
Undertakers, the only question I have for you now, Mr. Rumble.
$40 you owe me.
I just want to know if we're going to have new belts made, because obviously
What?
the ones we have aren't big enough to go on the waist of
They
these
don't wear
guys.
them anyway, Joe. You think they're worried about
I've seen them, you know, they
themselves?
wear them around their neck.
Yeah,
I've seen
so?
them carry them. Has there ever been a time when
They don't need to wear them around your waist, Joe. That's for women. Probably not. They're huge men. They're men. They're men, not mice.
They're all like
men.
that. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, now tonight we will be at the Dover Ice Rink in Dover, New Hampshire, a 7:30 show. And then tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock, up in the beautiful state of Maine, up in the northern tip of Maine, as a matter of fact, in Presque Isle, Maine, at the Presque Isle Forum. That's a 4 o'clock show Sunday afternoon. Of course, Mother's Day. And hope that, dads, you'll bring all the mothers and kids out. And I'll look forward to seeing you. And maybe you can come over and take a look at what
you know,
every
let me
mother
tell you something,
wishes
Val.
that they didn't have, Mr. Rumble.
Well, you got to understand something. As being a BBB and telling it like it is, I got to tell it like it is on such a joyous occasion. My old lady ain't with us. She's in a better place. But all them old ladies sitting out there right now, kids watching the show, grab the old lady, just this one. Don't be bad. Be good. Grab her, give her a hug, give her a call. It's Mother's Day. One day a year you can be good. It ain't Christmas. It's today, because without you ladies, we ain't here, Val.
Oh, that's nice, Mr. Rumble.
I don't want to be nice. That's it. Let's just go to let's just get out of here now.
That's
I get
it.
my teeth.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
I'm a nice guy. Yeah, right.
That's it for this week's ICW show. We'll see you again next week, same time, same channel. Till then, for Tony Rumble, I'm Bob Dow. Have a pleasant week.
Welcome back to Championship Wrestling. Fans, this next match features a relatively new tag team here in the AWA, the Lumberjacks. Now, Yukon John, Nord, and Scott